So this is what gardens look like in March in Canada. Not much to see, but there's a lot going on underneath this snow. This was the first day this year that it actually started to feel spring-like, so I decided to take a walk to see if I could find anything peeking out from the snow. Cleavers to me is always one of the very first signs of spring. I like to pick this in the springtime and infuse water with it. It tastes kind of like cucumber. It's so refreshing. I also decided on this day to work on some winter sowing. If you don't know what winter sowing is, it's this amazing, really low effort way of sowing your seeds. In plastic containers generally, you create essentially a tiny greenhouse. You're kind of mimicking what happens outside in nature when plants drop seeds in the fall and they sprout in the spring. Today I'm planting giant winter spinach, Ford Hook giant Swiss chard, red-beard scallions, which I've never grown before, this beautiful variety of flashback calendula, and misty lavender larkspur. I have a video all about winter sowing if you want a step-by-step, so I'll link that down below. One of my favorite additions to the garden last year was this little, very humble cold frame. I just made this out of scrap wood and some old, kind of dingy, as you can see, windows that we had lying around. I tried to clean them up as best as possible, but I inevitably left them out over the winter. So today I'm dusting off the cold frame to make room for all of my seedlings. this past fall was also the first year in a while that I've remembered to plant garlic. And I'm so happy that I did, because it's one of the first things to pop up out of the ground, and that's just a very happy thing to see in March. To fill in the gaps while I wait for the garlic to grow, I'm just broadcasting some arugula seeds. These won't sprout for a while, it's still a little bit too cold, but I just want to give them a little head start. About a month later, things are finally starting to sprout. This process is not as quickly satisfying as growing things indoors under grow lights, but it does ensure that you're spending more time outside in early spring, and inevitably I find I get a lot more jobs done tidying up the garden when I'm checking on my seeds in the cold frame than I do when they're growing inside. This bed has been basically empty, except for a few onions here and there, for pretty much the past 2 summers. It's kind of the last bed that I get to, and I've just not done anything with it. So today I wanted to clean it up. Usually I don't like to disturb the soil too much, but this bed was in serious need of excavating, as you can see by the size of the grass roots. But this bed is also where I found the first worms of the year, so that tells me that there are good things going on in this soil. I decided to use this small bed for planting some onion sets. The past few years I've alternated between seeds and sets. I can't quite decide which one I like better, but I have to say, just for convenience and the fact that I didn't get my seeds started early enough this year, I just bought a couple bags of sets. I was very happy to see that this cucumber trellis I built last year is still standing after the winter, so I decided to just put some holes around each post and pop some peas in the ground. I always have trouble with critters eating pea seeds and pea shoots, so I try to start sowing them as early as possible so that I can get a couple rounds of seeding in, and hopefully everything equalizes by the time the vines are growing and everything else has enough other food to eat. Last year I built some of these crates to just start microgreens in the springtime outside, and some of the kale has held on and got quite mature, so I'm transplanting these to give them a fair go in the ground. This is a perfect example of kind of a more hands-off approach to gardening. When you don't clean up too much in the fall, sometimes you get these little surprises in the spring that I think make the mess over the winter worth it.